Hey, I'm going to be talking a little about how to edit a page with Elementor. Elementor is a page builder, which makes it just a little bit easier to put together pages on your site. So go to the page that you want to edit, and you can just click at the top, Edit with Elementor. You might have a specific header and a specific footer. A header is where you have a part of your website that is repeated all throughout your website. So, for example, if I go to the contact page, you're going to see that her header remains the same while the information here changes. Same with the footer. So, here's the footer down here. That stuff is also going to be there even if I just go back to the home page. So if you have Elementor and your header and footer were built with Elementor, then you can edit your header and footer in the same way that I'm about to show you how to edit just a regular page. So I'm going to click Edit with Elementor, and you'll see it puts the header up here, and it's going to stuff your footer down here as well, but it's going to take me somewhere else if I click Edit Footer. So just understand that it'll appear, and it might look slightly different, partly just because my screen is squished. So you'll see if I expand it, it appears normal there, and if I squish it, then it's going to start looking a little funky. Just remember that it's making room for the Elementor options over here on the left. Okay, so each element, see how they named it Elementor, very cute. So each element on here is basically a little block that you can edit. So if I was recreating this from scratch, I'm going to kind of show you how I would go about doing it. So we'll pretend that I'm just adding a new one down here. So you're going to see this space, and this is just showing you, hey, you can create new spaces here. This box will not appear on the front page. So an intersection is if you want to separate it into columns. So if you click columns here, you can spread the columns out. And let's say you want 3 columns. You can literally just duplicate one of the columns and it will create a 3rd column. If you want a 4th column, you can just click duplicate. And then what you can do is you can go back. I'm going to click this. This shows you all the elements. If you want to add an image, you can add an image there, and then you would choose the image here. And I'm just choosing one at random. And then maybe here I want to have a button, so I'm going to add a button. And then you can adjust the options here. And this particular video is not necessarily going into all the options, but you would do the link here, and then you could go in and you can change some of the font families, and you can change the colors. Like if I wanted the background color to be red here and the text color white. So basically you kind of just play around with, like, this is what the button is, and this is where you would put the link. So you could do www.link.com. That would take you there. If you wanted to have an icon. So you can just play around with all the options here. And when you're ready to add something else, you may want to add a heading here, and maybe you want to do some text under it. So what you would do is just kind of drag it. See how that blue line appears? Then the text just is added there, and then you can adjust the text. And there's all sorts of options. If you have Elementor Pro, then you're going to have a few more options than you do if you just have the Elementor free version. And then maybe you just wanted a blank set over here. And I'm not going to click update because that would go live, but you can preview your changes by clicking the little preview button. And so you'll see I have my home page, and then if I scroll down, I'm going to have that little extra section that I made just for fun. And you'll notice because I left the 4th column blank, then it was blank right over here. You also, if you wanted to add a similar section, then you could just go right click and you could just click duplicate, and it would add it down here, and then you can adjust just some of the links or pictures, and I use that a lot. If you decide you don't want that, just click the X and it will go away. So looking up here at some of the stuff that you already have, you can always go in and change it. So all you do is just click on the area that you want to change. For example, if I wanted to change the image here, then I could change the image. If I wanted to add a link, then you could add a link there. For example, here is an image that links to a form. So sometimes if it doesn't appear over there, you have to click the little edit button, and you'll see it's linking to a form. So you could just change out the link to the form. You could change out the image right here. Down here, same things. These are just images. So you just click on the right pencil up at the top, and you can choose the image that you want to put there, and you can change the link at any time. So you could do that with each of those images. If you wanted to add more, then you could either duplicate the section or go ahead and add a section. And these sections can be moved around. You just kind of drag and drop. Same with this. This is just a little text element that we have in here. And then this one's a little bit different. So let me show you how this one is. This one is a post element. Post element or a post block is where you are essentially saying, hey, I want you to pull in my post, and I've told it that I want 3 columns. Like I could change it to 4, and it would just magically go 4. Now I said only 3 posts, which is why it only passed to 3. So I'm going to go back to those 3 columns. And then there's just lots of things that you can adjust. For example, down here, I told it that I only wanted to do the posts that were tagged front page. So these posts are tagged front page, and that's why it's pulling those in. So if she wants to go ahead and change them, then she just goes in and changes the tags. And then if I scroll down here, this is just literally a text box. And then all I did was under advanced, what I did is for a background, I went ahead and added a background color, which it kind of gives it the little stripe look here. And then this is a HTML, and that is where we just embedded our Facebook, we embedded our Pinterest, and same thing with Instagram. Got those codes directly. So that's just a quick tutorial on if you have a page in Elementor that you're trying to update. Usually it's just changing out an image or changing length. And that's so easy with Elementor, in my opinion. You just click the little button and change it out.